Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Dimple Khosla from Dyal Singh College, Karnal. Today we are going to talk on module Bottleless Organizations from the paper Principle and Practice of Management. After completing this module, you should be able to understand meaning of borderless organizations, features of borderless organizations, difference between multinational corporations, transnational corporations, and borderless organizations. What are the key drivers of borderless organizations? The types of boundaries that actually affects the borderless organizations, working of borderless organization, and the challenges of borderless organization. So let us start with the introduction. Every organization is affected in some way by the global environment. Globalization, along with the increased market volatility, is forcing organizations to reflect on their enterprise design. Now, for the sustainability of every organization, it has become the need of the hour that it should open its doors and break its boundaries and be adaptable towards the today's changing environment. In the times to come, the borderless organizations will become the precondition of survival. In this chapter, we will learn what managers need to know about managing globally through borderless organizations. Meaning. The term borderless organization is comprised of two words, borderless and organization. Border means a line that indicates a boundary, and borderless means a situation in which the border between countries is not important, usually in relation to movement of goods, people, knowledge, etc. Organization means an act of forming or establishing something. Thus, borderless organization means an organization that manages globally by eliminating structural divisions that impose artificial geographical barriers to increase efficiency and effectiveness in a complete global place. Jack Welch, CEO General Electric, used this term way back in 1990. He wrote in the annual report of General Electric's, "Our dream for the 1990s is a boundaryless company, where we knock down the walls that separates us from each other on the inside and from our key constituencies on the outside." Marshalker R. stated in his speech that our minds should be open and inhibited. It should be open to new ideas and new thinking. There should be no artificial walls or boundaries between people. A borderless mind and borderless thinking alone can lead to a borderless world. Features of borderless organizations. Number 1. Flexible organizational structure. Number 2. Global open environment. 3. Best and maximum use of technology. Number 4. Quick transmission of information. Number 5. Listening patiently to new ideas, whether given by the subordinates, and trying to implement them if they are good for the organization. Number 6. Teamwork is preferred in such an organization. At number 7. More transparent and healthy relationship, collaborative style of leadership. Next is outsourcing knowledge or finding solutions from ad hoc teams made up of diverse participants from different parts of the world. Next feature, encourage and develop the hidden talents of the employees. More effective learning environment. And the last one is initiate out of the box thinking. Difference between multinational corporation, transnational corporation and borderless organizations. Sometimes the people get the term borderless mixed with what is usually known as multinational or transnational. So here it is very important to understand the difference and have a very clear viewpoint. First of all, let us understand what is multinational corporations, or you can say organizations. These are those organizations which have their headquarters in one country and establish their subsidiaries in several other countries. These companies consider the world market as an integrated whole and focus on the need for the global efficiency. Normally, a firm is considered multinational when its sales made outside its home country constitute 25% or more of its total sales. For example, Unilever, Sony, McDonald's, etc. Unilever is a British-Dutch multinational consumer goods company having different subsidiaries in different countries like Unilever Bangladesh, Unilever Nepal, Hindustan Unilever, Unilever Pakistan, Unilever Australasia and Unilever Philippines. Now coming towards the transnational corporations. These organizations maintains significant operations in more than one country but decentralize their management to the local country. Local people are employed to meet out the local requirements and these people manage the business and match the company's product according to the individual country's consumers' characteristics. For example, Nestle, a Swiss transnational food and beverage company headquartered in Vevey-Ward, Switzerland, operate in almost every country on the globe. Now the term borderless organization. A borderless organization is an organization that tries to eradicate the chain of command and to replace departmentalization with team authority. This means the organization is trying to get rid of borders, whether they are vertical or horizontal or external barriers. This is done with a view to share ideas and to enable employees, managers, customers and suppliers to work together and identify the best course for the organization. Key drivers of borderless organizations. As we are discussing about borderless organizations, the question arises that what are the driving forces that led to the growth of this concept? The main forces are globalization, technology advancement, and limitless connectivity. So let us first understand the first point, which is globalization. Globalization is a term which was introduced along with liberalization and privatization. It covers all aspects, whether it is political, social, cultural, or economic. Now, no organization can think that it is the only player in the domestic market, since due to globalization, competition is coming rapidly from the international market. Globalization is the process of integrating the whole world into one huge market. The concept of globalization has assumed great importance in the light of recent structural changes in the business organization. There are various reasons of going global. These can be more financial resources, reduction in cost of production, growth potential of foreign markets, demand constraints in domestic markets, etc. Being borderless, organization can improve its functioning by adopting various strategies for globalization. That is, by exporting goods to different countries, by purchasing a franchisee, by engaging into joint ventures, by mergers and acquisitions, by contract manufacturing, etc. While going global, a borderless organization have to manage a borderless workforce. A borderless workforce includes individuals who have international job responsibilities and are dispersed geographically, virtually, and across countries and regions. Cross-cultural and ethnic differences have a great influence on how individuals interact with one another. Globalization of markets have increased the need of diversified workforce and cultural sensitiveness. The movement of such skilled labor force is possible only if an organization breaks its boundaries. So, due to globalization, several new opportunities and competitions have emerged which need to be coped, and that can be done only by being borderless. Technological advancement. Technology is the most dramatic force shaping the destiny of the people all over the world. With the advent of technology, now no organization can give useless excuses. New inventions in the technology has made the world a global marketplace. Technology change is an important force in reconfiguring the industry boundaries. It may broaden or narrow generally accepted industry boundaries. Product substitution and product differentiation are the byproducts of technology. In many organizations, the speed of technological process far outstrips the capacity of the management to use its collaborative potential effectively. The emergence of such technologies as email, the internet, the telecommunication, and voicemail have revolutionized organizations as various dealings are done through these measures. Limitless connectivity. Today's fast networking systems has enabled collaboration and major data and information transmission much easier and faster. We are fighting for a world where everyone can access and develop a connected, borderless, permissionless, and limitless internet that creates opportunity and progress for all. But one can't get it alone. A connected world is only built through collaboration with a wide range of extraordinary partners. That's why organizations work together with other businesses, governments, local communities, and individual donors to drive change at the scale needed. Types of boundaries. In every organization, a structure is followed to establish relations among all the persons working in the organization. Under organization structure, the superior and subordinate relationships are established so that to make it clear that who is responsible to whom. Organizational structure varies from organization to organization depending upon their own requirements. Although a clear structure plays an important role in an organization, it can also create barriers between people in different parts of the organization and between the organization and stakeholders outside the organization. There exist 4 types of boundaries which hinder the growth of an organization, and to compete with the today's competitive environment, it has become necessary to eliminate these imaginary walls. These are as follows. Number 1, vertical boundaries. Number 2, horizontal boundaries. Number 3, external boundaries. And number 4, geographical boundaries. Vertical boundaries. In vertical structure, authorities move from top to bottom in a clearly defined hierarchy, and every superior has a limited number of subordinates. These vertical boundaries overload the key person, and employees do not take initiative. They depend on their officers and work only when they are asked to perform. These boundaries impede communication and interaction between organizational members who operate at different levels within the organization. Horizontal boundaries. In horizontal structure, whole organization is divided according to the major activities performed by it. Under this kind of structure, all the functions of similar nature are divided in different sections, usually called as departments, such as manufacturing department, purchase department, finance department, personnel department, etc. Here, horizontal barriers come in a way that each department works according to their self-motive, first neglecting the overall objective of the organization. Conflicts of interest and inadequate communication leads to inefficiency and ineffectiveness. Now comes the external boundaries. External boundaries are those which act as a barriers between members of the organization and the outside world, including stakeholders, customers, suppliers, etc. The last one is the geographical boundaries. Geographical boundaries are those which stop an organization to deal with some segments or regions or states or even countries. Geographical organizational structure restricts the firm to operate in a specific region. Now the time has come to give a close view to our present system of organization and transform the structure of organization according to the prevailing scenario. Presently, to survive, organization must be adaptive to the new Bottleless organization, eliminating all the boundaries and be open to the new opportunities, challenges, difficulties, and side by side having a good balance of centralization and decentralization of authority. It doesn't at all mean that there will be no need of any structure in an organization. Rather, a more systematic set of psychological boundaries will replace the traditional set of boundaries. These boundaries will completely differ from those of conventional boundaries in regard to their presence, since these can't be shown on an organizational chart like line organization or line and staff organization or military organization, etc. These boundaries will have their place in the mindsets of the people. In nature, these are like intangible assets that can't be seen or touched, but their presence can be felt in the organization. Working of Bottleless organizations. Bottleless organization structure can be said to have flexible working system. The workplace today are becoming more and more holistic and borderless, so that no bar is there in the path of success. If we compare today's organizations with that of conventional type of organization, we can find a huge difference. These differences are in terms of saving of time, increasing employee productivity, reducing office equipment cost, reducing paperwork, having an access to the resources anytime, anywhere, reduced communication cost, and fast transmission of information, etc. Earlier, the structures were used to be very rigid, but at that time, the roles of people working in the organization were very clear and stable. Principles of management like division of work, scalar chain, span of control, etc. are losing their importance in the today's structure, where a manager performs multiple tasks at a time and easily controls a number of persons without even having a direct contact with them. Earlier organizations follow the principle of division of labor, which led to specialization, since one worker is supposed to do similar kind of work most of the time, but that lacks the importance of working in a team. In recent years, the trend of working in a team has developed a lot, since it enjoys diversified ideas, skills, knowledge, and talent, yet aiming towards a single goal. Each employee in the team must inculcate the value of being committed towards the organization. In such an organization, the challenges are bigger, as managers and other employees have to recognize that they have to play different roles at different times to get the best productive results. In this new system, a subordinate can challenge the work of a superior, since if he knows that the boss is wrong and still keeps quiet, he is doing injustice with his job, and the importance of being borderless is no more. This is based on the thinking that everybody has a mind which can think differently, and the boss is not always right. New innovations, improved productivity, better level of efficiency can be obtained by creating and understanding the required kind of mutual relationship at the required time. The need is just to understand the concept of borderless organization and grab the available opportunities with the help of available resources. Challenges of being borderless. Technology has always been a two-edged sword, offering both upsides and downsides. Human trafficking is the leading example of the negative use of technology. Recently, on 7th October 2015, the Home Minister Shri Rajnath Singh dubbed human trafficking as a borderless organized crime, and that his ministry had put in place an effective mechanism to curb this menace. He said, human trafficking is a very sensitive and serious issue. It is a borderless organized crime, and India alone is not a victim of it, as it is a global phenomenon. So the more cybersecurity is required. Another challenge is unfocused or untargeted communication creates inefficiency in knowledge transfer. Excessive concentration on removing the conventional boundaries can cause the managers to misunderstand their basic role in the flexible organization. So, it will always be required from them to understand and make their employees understand what the new boundaries are. Sometimes in teamwork, the task is not clearly defined. Responsibilities are not clear. Resources are not properly allocated. Then there are chances of duplication of activity, or may be a chance that some activity is not at all done. Being non-clarity of authority and responsibility, nobody is ready to take important decisions for the fear of failure or criticism. In teamwork, senior-junior work together. So, sometimes when junior is having more intelligent ideas, it is to be accepted by the senior with due respect, and this is also a key to success. But in some cases, seniors are not ready to accept this, that a subordinate can think better than him, and in result, the whole organization suffers. Fear to lose the power stop the top executives from accepting the borderless organization. So they should be taught first the benefits of collaborative working. Thinking of shifting to borderless organization without a borderless infrastructure is not at all possible. So students, let's now summarize what we have learned in this module. Borderless organizations are the most effective way to be in this competitive world. To capture more and more markets, this style has an edge over the others. To the present scenario, with the help of mobile technology, employees have a very easy access to a company's resources. They can deal with their clients from anywhere, anytime. All that is needed is an excellent setup of technology, techno-friendly workers, and a collaborative team.